Hello, and welcome to the 100th episode of the classic Twilight Zone, and also the 100th episode of my little commentary. Thank you all for sticking around, and let us all now sing The Body Electric. The I Sing the Body Electric is an episode written by Ray Bradbury, and if you have any semblance of appreciation, let's say, for classic science fiction, Ray Bradbury is one of the greats. It's called Read Your ABCs, and that's Asimov, Bradbury, and Clarke. These are the three titans of science fiction. And he shows this off in this episode as well. I mean, he gets his own series later on, Ray Bradbury Presents, but this is sort of a teaser as to how he's going to go about it. Larry White plays the father. He's only in the first, the younger part. Of course, they can't age him for the second part as they can the children. So, but he's, he was in Bewitched and stuff. So it was a fairly big deal, to have him around, which is really cool. They go to, Facsimiles Limited, to pick out the parts of the grandma. And they have this eye display. And that reminded me so much about the line in Blade Runner, where Roy Batty, played by Rutger Hauer, says, "If only you could see what I've seen with your eyes," to the maker of his eyes. I'm guessing that if Grandma ever became a homicidal, vindictive maniac, she would have used pretty much the same line to the salesman in Facsimiles Limited. Veronica Cartwright played Anne, the young version of Anne. Veronica, of course, did a bunch of supporting stuff when she was a kid, but also had a very decent career after she was a child actor, as a part of from many other child actors. So she plays an Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and of course in Alien, where I think we know her from most fondly. When Grandma flies off the kite, with the string that comes out of her hand, she just lets the kite go, and it just flies off, and that's just sped up footage of a kite disappearing off into the distance, which is, it's interesting that they go for that, but it's very effective. It's a little jittery, but it's perfectly fine, I always thought. Grandma shoves Anne out of the way of a speeding car or a truck and gets hit by the car. That's not really well established that she's actually hit by the truck, but apparently she is, and she's unharmed. But what I found more telling was that Anne doesn't even scrub her knees. She falls forward in the clip, but she doesn't even have scrubbed knees afterwards. So I think they could have done something with that to sort of make it a bit more, have a bit more continuity to it. That's just me. The episode has a sort of mid-episode narration, which isn't that common. There's only like 4 or 5 other episodes that has that. And it's pretty much at the end anyway, but it's a sort of a segue into the old grandma version. Of course, she hasn't aged, and all the kids have, which is why they don't include the dad, because they couldn't age him by about 10 years. The end narration of the episode doesn't actually include the name, the Twilight Zone, which is also quite rare for this, for the series, but that's the way they chose to do it. And that is the 100th episode of the classic Twilight Zone. And see, we have Cavender is coming as the 101, and then the last episode of season 3 to look forward to. And I hope to see you then. Take care now. Bye.